Hello everyone, Flavius here again for a very quick update on my last video. So in the last video we discussed that new balance changes were coming in September. They've been in a public test realm for a couple of days, and today we have an update. So if you start the game today, you're going to see there's an update, and that update means, amongst other things, that we have changes and they're live. Now, the reason why I'm doing this update, this quick video, it's because some of the changes have not gone through, and we actually have a surprise change. So let's go through it quickly. So in the buffs we have Dahlia. So the same article, it explains what has actually been changed, what was changed, and more stuff, and the reasons why after the public test realm. So Dahlia. If you want more details, just feel free to check my previous video. I'm just going to keep this quick. It gets a health buff, so you might see some more play. Hector. Next one. The only thing they changed here, they added Leech, but after some feedback, which is explained in this article, which I'll link below again, they decided to just put it back to exactly how it was before they actually changed on a core set refresh. So Troy is back to his original form. So now if you have Blitz, Flank, Front Line, so Flank was missing, Front Line was missing, Leech was missing, it's all back, and you will gain all of that as long as it's in a void. But now only 6/6. So definitely see Hector being played in more mid-range to control war decks. So that's it for the changes. Sorry, the buffs, nerfs. Oh, we have a surprise one. Ekrileth. I know it was common knowledge that a deck that could take advantage of so much cards in your hands, Ekrileth was a must-have. It's a very powerful card for 6 mana. It's like Moramag, but Moramag is 8 mana, so it's more hard to pull, and you're only able to pull that if you actually are able to get into late game. In my personal experience, Ekrileth is such a good card, even against aggro decks. If you are lucky enough, or your opponent is unlucky, for you to get to a good turn 6 and just play this. Your opponent will have many difficulties, but not to the change. No more ward. That's all they've taken out. So it's not as broken as before, but we're going to go through the tier list once again. Next one, Unrestrained. Let me just put here. Ekrileth, Unrestrained Power. The same change, same nerf. Next one, Skippable Duty, same nerf. So whatever you're going to bring now, it's going to be Solace. Same thing. Same thing, now it's a 1/1. Same thing, no more Hidden. Switch Duelists, same thing, only hidden for 1 turn now. Land of the Dead. Now we have a change here. They explain why. But basically the only change to the proposed change was it will summon up to 6 creatures instead of just 5. The actual change live is it will now give them Solace. So I think the biggest difference is you are only going to see 1 Land of the Dead in Anubian decks. Last, we have changes. So I got this wrong in my last video. It wasn't going to set 4 mana. It was actually 3 mana, which made the card considerably better. A lot of people point that out. Thank you. And they have learned in the PTR that the way that the text was written, it will allow you to just pull 2 cards without actually discarding. This was the only card in your hand. Now you can only pull the amount of cards you actually discarded. So if you need to discard 2 to actually pull 2, and so on. Next one, Naitos. A bit of a disappointment, to be honest. Their proposed change was broken, in my opinion. We can go through that very quickly. It was offering a mechanic where it was going to be 2 mana 2/2, and forever, if you play a spell, you could draw a creature of that cost from your deck, and if you play a creature, you could draw a card. So I was just seeing this card being a 6 mana turn. Play this. best case scenario, you have Oni on a board and then just play a 1 mana. Spell or creature, doesn't matter. Just, it will be crazy. It will buff. It will give everything wards. Oni will be extremely powerful and you'll just draw a lot of stuff. So, in my opinion, it was broken. So they decided to revert into nothing. So Naitos is still garbage. Remains garbage, which is very disappointing for a legendary card. Next one, Alika. I got a bit excited with this card because I saw the new mechanic being interesting in a sense that your opponent will have to give you a card unless they are willing to discard the card. So I thought as a boost for Ekrileth and potentially putting more mag in Deception. But I guess they realized it was a bit too strong for 3 mana. I mean, a 3 mana 3/4. That was the initial proposed stats. Now it's only 3 mana 2/3. In hindsight, even with the Echo, there are better Echo cards than Alika. So it's not as good anymore. And maybe it was never going to be broken, even at 3/4. I really like the stats. Now, it's more of a meme card, I guess. Last one, Metamorphosis. It's dead, and there's no change to that. So forget metamorphosing your opponent's creature into something you pick. That's not even an option. You can't target your opponent's creature. You can only target yours, and it's random. So if you consider yourself a very lucky person, then have fun, because this card is now trash. And I think they actually see this. They wanted more to be a fun meme. Well, we have a lot of cards that are fun memes, and unfortunately Metamorphosis is one of those now. But it's a core card, they can change it anytime. So I'm going to go through the tier list very quickly. So this is how it was before, when I made the last video. The only thing wrong here, I think, was Enlightenment. At 3 mana, we'll put it average, or actually above average. But I didn't have a chance to practice at all. So let's go through very quickly. So this was public test realm, and this is actually live. Dahlia still, despite everything, I think it's still average. Troy, above average. Actually, Troy itself is broken. Before, War used to play Troy all the time. It was inevitable. Unless it was purely aggro, War will see this card being played. And this card is very strong. Now, is it strong as it was a few months ago? No. Control War will struggle to deal with any control without any control decks. So I don't think Control War is it's going to be a good deck. Unless he can take advantage of Slayer and some relics for the late game. I guess against Control Light and even Control Magic, it's just meh. And then you obviously have Control Deception. Against aggro, sure. Definitely gonna see Troy back. Still a broken card on its own, but does that mean Control War is broken? No. Ekrileth. It was broken before. Again, specific case scenarios, decks that could have a lot of cards in their hands. Now, it's above average. I find it hard to give it broken. That word was quite important, and Ekrileth is very hard to play if you're already struggling, so it's definitely above average. Unrestrained Power. I mean, it's got nerfed. I'm still gonna say above average because it's a unique card, but we'll see. Inescapable Duty. Guess I put it in average before. I'll just leave it there. This below average. This what did I give? Above average. You're still gonna see it being played in aggro. But I like to I'm trying to keep this tier list as, is the card really good on its own? I'm just gonna keep it above average. I'm not gonna change that. Above average, yeah, still a solid card. It's this one, yeah, just leave it there. Land of the Dead. Above average, still a very good card on its own. This one, above average. Meme. I want to say trash, but let's say meme, because that's what it is. It's a meme card. Alika, below average, metamorphosis meme. So the only broken one I gave was actually Troy. So the only two, the two I considered broken before, not anymore. And Troy is very good on its own. Late game, it's an amazing card. All that flank, blitz, twin strike, bleach protected. You know, it's a game changer. Depending how healthy you are by turn 7. Ekrileth, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna put this card average. Unrestrained power still has potential. That doubling should never be doubling your relic should never be undermined, because it's still the whetstones, they can never be changed. Still above average, still a solid card. Land of the Dead again. If they really want to make a more impact to Nubians, they should have actually nerfed Reach into the Black, which is exactly like Land of the Dead, just half the cost, half the creatures, and it doesn't give them solas. So Land of the Dead was still gonna play 1. I guess given this average is maybe should be above average. I'm just gonna leave it like this. Yeah. So we'll do it for this quick update. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video, or also live on Twitch. Bye bye.